Today, I feel compelled to discuss with you a matter of great importance.
All right, God's prophet had something of great importance revealed to him. Let's listen in.
Some weeks ago, I released a statement regarding a course correction for the name of the church.
Of all things to be concerned about, that's what's on God's mind? Okay, keep rolling.
I did this because the Lord impressed upon my mind the importance of the name He decreed for His church.
Nelson's claiming that as God's current mouthpiece, he had recently received a revelation about a matter currently concerning to God. But thanks to the power of technology, we can easily hop back and see that his alleged revelation may not actually be what he is here claiming. As we'll see, Nelson is simply reattempting to smother a pet peeve of his that he had denounced over the pulpit several decades earlier. Roll the tape.
Today I would like to speak about a name. We're all pleased when our names are pronounced and spelled correctly. Sometimes a nickname is used instead of the real name, but a nickname may offend either the one named or the parents who gave the name. Note carefully the language of the Lord. He did not say, "Thus shall my church be named." He said, "Thus shall my church be called." Years ago, its members were cautioned by the brethren who wrote, "We feel that some may be misled by the too frequent use of the term Mormon church."
Alright, we'll stop right there again. In summary, Nelson hates the nickname Mormon and tries to put a stop to its usage. Well, 6 months later, the prophet of the church at that time, Gordon Hinckley, had something else to say about the word Mormon and completely sidestepped Nelson's words. Let's fast forward to October 1990.
6 months ago in our conference, Elder Russell M. Nelson delivered an excellent address on the correct name of the church. He quoted the words of the Lord himself. "Thus shall my church be called in the last days, even the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints."
And this is where things start to get a little bit interesting.
The Mormon Church, of course, is a nickname, and nicknames have a way of becoming fixed. I suppose that regardless of our efforts, we may never convert the world to general use of the full and correct name of the church.
And with a single talk, Nelson's instructions were reversed. Suddenly, the term Mormon was in, and was here to stay. Or was it? Hinckley and his successor, Thomas Monson, were all in on the use of the word Mormon, and invested millions in marketing the church using that
My name
term.
is Brandon Flowers. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm a Mormon.
But then they died, and Nelson rose to the church's top rank. And that brings us back to where we started, October 2018, and Nelson's revelation on the name of the church.
The name of the church is not negotiable.
I'll let you listen for a bit and let you draw your own conclusions about whether this was a revelation to Nelson, or whether he was waiting for his predecessors to die and he could finally address his pet peeve.
When the Savior clearly states what the name of His church should be, and even precedes His declaration with, "Thus shall my church be called,"
He did not say, "Thus shall my church be named." He said, "Thus shall my church be called."
He's serious. And if we allowed nicknames to be used or adopt or even sponsor those nicknames ourselves, He is offended.
Because of the shortness of the word Mormon and the ease with which it is spoken and written, they will continue to call us the Mormons, the Mormon Church, and so forth. They could do worse.
When it comes to nicknames of the church, such as LDS Church,
Many of you noticed the LDS Conf hashtag.
the Mormon Church,
I am not ashamed of the nickname Mormon.
or the Church of the Latter-day Saints, the most glaring omission is the absence of the Savior's name. To remove the Lord's name from the Lord's church is a major victory for Satan.
A Mormon boy, a Mormon boy. I am a Mormon boy. I might be envied by a king, for I am a Mormon boy.
Dare to be a Mormon. Monson, you're not a Catholic. You're not a Jew. You're not a Protestant. You're a Mormon.
He looked in my direction and asked, "And just what do you guys call yourselves?" Almost in unison, each of us replied,
In case you didn't catch the drift here, we'll have Wendy, Nelson's wife, spell it out plainly.
It is as though he's been unleashed, and also he's free to follow through with things he's been concerned about, but could never do. Now that he's president, he can do those things.